It's the highest battlefield in the world. India and Pakistan have been fighting over the Siachin glacier since 1984.
But the friction between the two South Asian nuclear neighbors is melting this huge mass of ice, seemingly to the disadvantage of both countries. More in this report.
It is easier to dodge bullets at Siachin than survive its extreme and inhospitable climatic conditions. But that hasn't stopped India and Pakistan from fighting over the control of this frigid glacier. The trouble began when the Indian Army moved into this territory in April 1984. That created anxiety among the policymakers in Islamabad, who argued that India was trying to gain strategic advantage over Pakistan.
If the Indians push further up across the Saltoro range on which they are taking a position, they can turn our defenses. They can get behind our defenses in Skardu sector and Gilgit sector, and they can come close to Karakoram highway.
But the Siachin conflict has also generated its unintended consequences. Experts believe it has resulted in the contamination of the headwaters of the Indus River. They also maintain that extreme human intervention in this area has significantly threatened the ecological system of the region.
In the Himalayan region, there are reasons to believe that the glaciers are melting fast. Now, it is something which should be of grave concern, not only to China, to Pakistan, to India, but to the entire world, because their ecological impact is not going to be restricted to us. I mean, it could be ruinous for us, but it's going to be a disaster for the entire world.
Reports indicate that the Indian Army's anti-environment activities in the territory are causing the glacier to melt. Ever since it moved into the area, the Indian Army has developed its cantonments around the territory. It has also constructed an airport and developed several base camps on the glacier. India also laid a long kerosene pipeline in the area.
Any kind of human activity in these regions adds to the factors which increase the melting of the glaciers. The Indian deployment in glaciers is large. There is a great deal of human activity of all kinds, and that certainly it can be a factor in accelerating the melting process.
Siachin is the second longest glacier in the world. Its retreat not only risks the future food security of India and Pakistan, but can also result in rising sea levels that can submerge island nations. While the world seems more interested in discussing carbon emissions at Copenhagen, the trouble at Siachin has become an equally significant issue. According to environmentalists, this war above the clouds may be the only reason why the glacier is rapidly melting.
This is totally misconception. These all glaciers are melting because of the global warming. Not at all. In our western glacier, in Karakoram, there is our glacier not only stable, rather they are growing.
The question is, can India and Pakistan for once think about the future of this region, swallow their pride, and end this conflict? Or will this futile battle over the frigid zone continue?
It's time now for a short break.